I'm pretty sure I've deleted all the old fucking celluloid slaughter episodes that I know we're not gonna make.
Welcome to the podcast where we're talking about anything and everything that comes out of the crap chute. I'm your host, JD. This is my co-host,
Excuse me, sir.
James. I call him James. Everyone else calls him Jimmy. It just works like that. And a lot of things happen this week, James.
I mean, you know, like one thing in
Like one thing.
particular
Tongue. The
happened.
final Sahur happened, and
So tongue sahur.
Tongue Sahur, the finale happened.
Ooh.
The boys. It finally ended, James. I hope you didn't forget
Whoa.
what happened in the finale because
Nope.
because we're
For
gonna
some
have to
reason,
talk about
sometimes
it
my
now.
brain likes to remember details that I don't give a shit about, and it decided you're gonna remember every piece that happened in this finale.
What are
Why?
you talking about? You don't care about the finale, James? This is
It,
a giant
sorry, guys.
show.
Sorry to break the fourth wall. I know we're only like 5 minutes, not even in.
Spoiler review, by the way.
I'm not even spoiling
I'll put
anything. I'm just
review
saying, like,
in
it
the
was
title.
mid.
No, I'm saying that this is going to be a spoiler review for the whole episode.
No.
But yes, we're talking about The Boys, the so-called peak that I've been hearing about for the past like 10
The
years.
peak
It hasn't been
season
10
finale.
years. How long has The Boys been going on? Like 8 years or
It's
something?
been going on 7 years because
7
it's been
years.
going since 2019.
Right. So 7 years of
Uh-huh.
it's peak, and every time I see
It's
clips of
peak.
it, I just see, you know, Ant-Man crawling through some dude's asshole and it explodes. I see Homelander getting some weird white protein sauce being sprayed on his face. And I keep saying that it's peak. And James, so I finally gave in. I watched the finale of The Boys.
But you haven't watched anything else, only the finale.
I watched I've watched some clips of some episodes from season 5, so I basically know everything.
Yeah, basically.
And I have to say,
the funniest way you could have done it. Because hey, JD,
yeah,
what did you even miss? Because it truly, this season is so fucking self-contained.
I'll tell you what I miss. I miss Soldier Boy, man. Because guess what? He's not in the finale.
No, he's not. And we don't know what the fuck happens to him.
I mean, okay, so here's the thing, James. The finale,
Holy shit.
it wasn't even that bad, James. I think everyone's overreacting.
No,
it's not that bad.
I'm going to just say something very simple. If you just take the final episode as it is and ignore the rest of the season, it is not a bad finale. It's like a genuinely decent episode where stuff happens and whatnot, and there are conclusions to things.
That's
Except
why
the problem is you have to acknowledge also the rest of the season and then also the rest of the show as a whole.
No, you don't, because you could be like me and not watch the whole show, and you can watch bits of, you know, here and there of just season 5 and also the finale, and then be like, yeah, that was all right. I mean, I wouldn't say it's peak, but it's all right.
I would very much so not say it's peak.
Honestly, for all the things that happen in the finale, I know there's like a lot of plot holes or something that people like to get into, a lot of power scaling issues, cringe lords like to get into. There's only one thing I really don't like in the finale, and we'll talk about when we get through it, but I kind of want to do like a scene by scene breakdown of this finale. James, I don't know if you remember it off the top of your head. But I'll try
for
to.
The most part, do.
I mean, we could just skip over the boring stuff because I know there's some like intermittent scenes in the finale.
There's, you know, just quickly shoot by him a little bit. There's an Elon Musk parody who shows up for this one scene and one scene only, who talks about white fertility and whatnot. And then he's thrown.
I'm glad they brought him back because it was sad when he didn't show up in the season 4, but he was in season 3. You remember that, don't you?
He was not in any of it. He literally only just appeared for this episode as just a, hey guys, you know, Elon Musk.
Well, James, let's just start from the start of the episode. So it starts pretty sad because we miss our boy, rest his soul in heaven, Frenchie.
Oh yeah. I completely forgot about Frenchie.
They start with his funeral, James, because he died. Remember, James? Remember that he died in the previous episode? So they start with his funeral, and it's sad and it's melancholic, except it's not, because they immediately go into the boys' humor, which, by the way, at this point, it's basically Marvel humor, but like more edgy.
It really is, and
We're
they're trying to be like,
It's like
people are
the
trying to be like,
same
no, no,
level
no,
of
that's the
cringe.
point. That's
It's
the
the
point.
same level
It's
of
the intention.
cringe, but the content is just edgy. So like Marvel's just like, oh, like funny little quips here and there, and it's just constant. And The Boys is the exact same thing, but instead of like funny family friendly quirks, it's more like, oh, assholes, dicks, ass, butts. Oh, I want to suck out his intestines from his asshole, and that's like every single humor in The Boys,
It
every single
quite
piece of humor.
literally just straight up is um that scene from the movie Paul where the evangelical lady realizes there is no God because she met an alien and then just starts cussing and she's like, balls, titties, and then she just starts saying like straight slurs.
Yeah,
It's like,
she just
yeah,
develops
man, I
Tourette's all of a
guess that
sudden. That's
person
strange.
sucks. Yeah.
Anyways,
God,
so they
I hate
at his
that book.
funeral, they're like reading his like final note or like his will or something like that. And in his final letter, he's like, by the way, guys, I've seen all of your assholes. Okay, and I have to say, I set up a camera in the men's bathroom, and I saw your asshole, and you have hemorrhoids, and I thought you should just know that. So he
I'm
just honestly, I cracked up. I like I said, there's only one thing I really don't like about the finale. Everything else, I enjoyed. You know, I had a good time. I was guffawing at the finale. I don't know about you, James, but I was laughing.
mhm.
This wasn't
I
it. The
was
thing I
I
didn't
was
like was
guffawing.
yeah.
I was going guffaw, guffaw.
I know you weren't guffawing. You were like gripping the like your the arms of your chair and like your neck
I'm
veins are popping out as you
I'm
were
that
doing that.
one gif of the character from Baki crying.
Yeah. So they do that for Frenchie's funeral, and then we move on to I don't remember exactly what happens after that. I think the next important thing is that Sage loses her powers.
Yeah, so Sage just genuinely walks up to Kamiko
Yeah.
and quote unquote rage baits her.
Yeah, she rage baits her
Just- I
because they needed to test whether or not Kamiko actually could, you know, do the blast, you know.
and here's my thing.
Yeah.
I know her quirk or her quirk,
Quirk. Yeah.
her superpower. It's just called a quirk. It's
My
awful.
Hero Academia pilled.
I haven't even watched the show since season 3.
What's wrong with you?
I didn't even finish season 3 either. Uh, her quirk, yes, is that she's super smart. Would her, by getting blasted by Kamiko, make all that intelligence go away? Because I
Well,
don't think
yes,
that's how
James.
that
Well,
works.
here's the thing,
No,
James. You don't know this.
she's not lobotomized.
Well, you don't
She
know
didn't
this,
lobotomize
James.
herself before getting blasted. So it's like, what what are we doing?
Well, no, James, you don't know this, but I talked to Eric Kripke the other day, and he told me
Right,
that
right.
Sister Sage, like her superpower, isn't actually being smart. It's that
Mm.
she thinks that she's really smart. So
Oh,
therefore, it gave her the ego of someone who's really smart.
really?
So
Because then
yeah,
why did like a bunch of her shit actually
well, it's
happen?
because she her superpower is not only that she's not smart, but she can see the future, right? She has
Mm,
like prophetic
mm.
visions, and she
But she
just
couldn't see Soldier
confuses it.
Boy giving
And she
the
confuses it with
evil
intelligence
weapon.
because she's actually really dumb. So like baseline Sister Sage, no powers, is like borderline neurodivergently like idiotic.
Is it even neurodivergent?
I don't
Is
know.
it
It's
is it just genuinely a person with like
I don't know if you've
the fucking
seen
I
any of like these let's players that like purposely do that like stupid voice when they're playing games. They'll be like, "Hey, Derby, yay, yay," and then they just do that.
whoa,
That's their whole bit when they're playing a game.
whoa.
That's their commentary.
You
And
can't
that's
say
Sister Sage after she gets blasted by the beam. She goes, Harry Potter, yay! So
it
that's her
is a
baseline.
very it's Eric Kripke's like jokes
Yeah,
never really make sense to me sometimes because it'll be like, because she's stupid, she likes Harry Potter. And then
exactly.
I'm like, I feel like we've brought up Harry Potter in a positive context in a prior season.
Well,
So
no,
do we not
Well,
like
they're
it
not.
or do we like it?
Well, they're not hating on Harry Potter. She
They
just
are
likes Harry
though.
Potter. That's
Right, because she's stupid now. That's the joke.
no. That's
That's why she likes Taco Bell when she's stupid, and then they forgot that was the reason she liked Taco Bell. And then in this season, it's just always eat Taco Bell. Yum yum.
yeah. Well, what are you talking about? She just likes Taco Bell even when she's smart. She eats the
This
Taco Bell.
season's so fucking bad.
Like I don't know what you're talking about. So anyway, yeah, that so basically Sister Sage's baseline is so like low on the intelligence, her superpower just brings her back up to like normal. So yeah, but it gave her the ego of thinking that she's way higher than she actually, like her intelligence is way higher than it actually is, even though her
Skip,
intelligence is
just skip.
normal.
Let's get through this. Let's get
Anyway,
through
yeah.
this. We're
I
doing the
mean
bit again.
we have a whole hour, James. We have a whole hour.
I know. It's just I don't want to spend half an hour doing the same joke about Sister Sage being actually just overconfident.
Oh, don't
There's
worry,
so much else I
it
want to
gets
shit
brought up
on.
again. Anyway, so after this, I think I actually don't remember. Was Homelander visit Ryan? Is that what happens right after this? The next
Yes,
important plot
Homeland.
point?
Which, by the way, just out of nowhere,
Yeah.
Homelander visits Ryan in a
Ryan
random cabin.
in like Siberia or something. I don't know where Ryan
Yeah,
is.
just genuinely, it's like there's no explanation for how he found him. We don't see him like
Oh, no,
flying
there is an
over and
explanation.
getting it.
No, there is an explanation how he found him.
Is there?
Yeah. If he controls Vought now, and Vought has like all these like sensors and cameras and eyes and ears everywhere, and they heard reports of like some kid flying around near this like remote village in Russia or something,
But
and
they were
that's
never
where
able to do this beforehand.
what
In
are you
the
talking
prior
about? That's
episode,
what
when
they
we see
did.
that he was hiding out.
That's what they said, James. I'm just the messenger. So right, so
Yeah,
Homelander
yeah.
visits Ryan in his cabin,
Sure.
and I think he does like the same spiel he did like a couple times before. He's like, "Come back to me, come back home, come back home," and then Ryan's like, "No," and then that's the end of that. I think. Anything else, James? Do you want to add to that?
No, that's about that scene.
That is what happened in that scene. That is what that
That's
scene
just
is.
straight up that scene. We don't need to ponder on it
It's
because
because it's just it's the letters.
it's just to remind you Ryan exists for the finale,
Yeah,
so it doesn't feel out of nowhere when he shows up later.
yeah. That's what I was gonna say. Is
It's
that
it's
Ryan
genuinely
existed?
they couldn't have done anything else, I suppose, to
I
show this.
suppose.
I suppose.
What's the next thing that happened? Because I kind of get a little jumbled before the White House
Um,
sequence.
I think we go back to them in the cabin or the no, Gen V's there. Gen V gets the people and just
Ew,
leaves. They're
right.
they're out of the episode.
You
God,
know what? I should say there's
I
two things I really don't like about the finale. It's one, whatever the fuck these Gen V characters are. I haven't seen them in 10 years. Avid Boys viewer, by the way. I haven't watched Gen Z.
genuinely, I would have preferred if they didn't do anything with them because it's so much worse that they include them and do nothing with
You know
them
what? I
rather than
retract my
don't include
statement.
them and
I
do
love
nothing.
that they put in the Gen V characters because it showed
Yes.
that
Oh
all
no.
those 2 seasons of Gen V mean absolutely nothing. Because guess
No,
what happened to Gen V characters? Nothing.
why did we do any of Gen V? What was any of the setup with Odessa? The whole point of the whole Odessa storyline in Gen
Odessa.
V.
You mean
Oh, no, shut up.
Odegon? See ya, Gen V
That
characters.
sounds rough. The whole Odessa story point in Gen V, where it's literally building up that Marie Moreau is also on the same level of Homelander because they're both Odessa. She's Odessa 2, he's Odessa 1. What was the point of any of this if they're just going to show up and be like, hey, here's some like Homelander fans that realize that they're going to get killed. Can you drive them away? Okay, bye. What was the point?
I love the fact that they used the Gen V characters for that. Where
It
they're
could
like
have
they
been
brought him back.
anybody.
We're gonna bring in the Gen V characters for the finale, and then they come in and they're
It
like,
could have.
"You're now truck drivers. Goodbye.
It.
Go to
It
Canada
truly.
where nobody
It,
likes them."
I'm trying to think of it, and I'm like, it truly could have been anybody else
Yeah,
because it
James.
doesn't matter.
You're talking about this Odessa project and this Marie Monroe character you think is on
Right.
a level Homelander, and she is on a level Homelander depowered. So bye bye. Rip Bozo
Yeah.
smokes a pack.
Yeah,
See you later.
they probably would have forgotten, much like Sage, they would have forgotten that she can literally kill people with V1 and we'll
Well, she
just straight
can't
up
control
go,
her powers, so actually, no.
but you can, but we're not doing this because we did this last week when we talked about it too. It's so
Yeah, so
stupid.
they leave and they never come back. That's it for them.
That's it. That's
That's it
it.
for them. They're not coming
They're
back.
gone. They're gone.
And then I don't know what else happens that's
Then it's the
important.
White House scene
Okay.
where Homelander walks into a room as O'Father is talking to Elon Musk, and Homelander's like, "What the fuck is this?" And O'Father's like, "He is who is financing us,
The
and we
ruling
need."
class of America, gentlemen.
Yep. And then the Deep walks in, the guy that
17
nobody
children.
invited. It's my favorite gif is the dude that nobody invited. It's the deep just
That
fucking
is
energy.
the best. That's the best edit that's came out of this finale episode. Is the Deep walking into the room in the White House and then
No,
Oh Father and Homelander hating, like shaking their heads.
I think the Homelander jumping on a trampoline gif is really funny.
I haven't seen that one. I don't know what that
Oh,
one
it's
is.
good. I'll try to see if I can find it, but it's pretty good.
No, but the Deep
But
walking in is just so funny because like everybody hates the Deep except me, of course. I'm the Deep enjoyer. He's the peak to me. But he walks in and everyone
here
hates
you go.
him, and they just Homelander just shits on him. That in that scene, it's terrible. Right after he kills the Elon Musk
Mhm.
character by taking him out to the balcony,
We
he
we
grabs
cut
him.
away. He grabs him, flies him to space, comes back, and they're like, "What did you do?" He's like, "I flew into space."
You wanted
If
to be an astronaut.
Why didn't he do this to Kamiko?
What are you talking about, James?
Why didn't he just fly Kamiko straight to space?
Because they're okay. First, we'll get to it when we get to that scene. I'll explain why then. But yeah,
Yeah,
it
sure.
is totally not to give me time to think of some excuse for Eric Kripke
Uh-huh.
writing there. With the let's not get into the power scaling because it's not important in this narrative
It's not even power scaling. It's not even
narrative
power scaling.
driven scene. Okay,
Is it power
you're
scaling
talking
if
about
it's
power
just a
scaling,
genuine
James.
question?
You're talking
Is
about
this
how
power
you're talking about
scaling?
that Homelander is super fast and he can fly really fast,
We
and
just saw him within 2 seconds fly a guy straight to space.
he
I'm
lied,
just
James. What he
genuinely
did, he
curious.
just flew to the roof and then he tossed him onto the roof and he flew back down
Why
and he
didn't he
said,
do that
"Oh,
with Kamiko?
flew into space," but he lied. He didn't actually fly
Why
into
didn't he do
space.
that
All
with
right,
Kamiko?
let's move on. Let's move on. So
Okay.
there's
Okay.
so after this, what happens, James? Because I want to
We
pick up
then
where the
see
boys get it, like break in through
yes.
the secret tunnel. Is that
So from there, after the guy that nobody invited, we see the boys are sitting at the place and they're all like, "It's hopeless, it's hopeless." And then MM or something or somebody's like, "Actually, it's not hopeless. We still got all the codes and stuff from when Bob Singer, whatever his fucking name, I think that's his name. Bob Singer was president. Remember that
mm.
last season when Bob Singer was president in the bunker? You remember that? We just
Oh my
referenced it.
god, yeah. You're right.
That's genuinely how
Remember
it
the
felt when they
time
brought
when
that up. I was like, "Whoa, Jesus!"
remember the time when Bob Singer
Remember the
was
time?
president?
Hey, Peter, you want to do a flashback? um, yeah, they're like, we still have the codes and stuff. They're like, who's in? Who's in? And then they're all doing it, and then it cuts to Kamiko, and she's like, "Oh, look at me!" And I'm pretty sure she's not. I don't think she's even doing a form of sign language. I think it was like entirely created for the show sign language
Yeah. The
that she made up
fake
for some
Hollywood
shit.
sign language.
Yeah, because I think it is that Frenchie is like, "You're not speaking any form of sign language. I know. Oh, what? Can you teach me?"
Can you teach me?
Joyticus.
Oh yeah, and this is where Sister Sage does the whole Harry Potter thing,
Yeah,
right? Okay.
yeah, because this is where they're like, "Okay, we're all in," and then Citrus Sage is like, "I'm out. Who wants to come to Harry Potter World in Orlando with me?"
You know, I always forget that Sister Sage in the previous seasons is like a bad guy. She wants to kill everyone.
You forget that
Gets a
she
lot of
was.
people killed. And I'm like, man, maybe they're really gonna punish her in the finale. And
You
then
entirely
no.
forget that she's the person that created the concentration camps idea for them.
Yeah, I did forget that.
You forget that
I
she's
did.
the one that made
Well, it
that
wasn't
plan.
just me who forgot. You can't blame me. The writers forgot too. Because guess what?
Nobody
Guess what
can.
her ending is? She gets to go to Orlando, Harry Potter World, and have
That's been my
fun.
favorite. That's been my favorite joke is people that are talking about the finale. They're like, by spoilers, even though we're talking about, we already said spoilers. They're like, Homelander dies, oh father dies, the Deep dies, but Sister Sage and Firecracker are in Orlando because the Deep fucking when Homelander's like, she's in a better place, and he goes, Orlando.
Orlando?
And it's just purely based on that. Everybody's been leaving comments of like
That's
Sister
pretty good.
Sage and Firecracker, and it's just them riding a roller coaster together.
It's an AI generated image of them on the
No,
Harry Potter
it's
ride.
just a gif of anybody on a roller coaster, and it's just this is them. Uh, but I've yeah, that happens. She leaves. They
Mhm.
don't do anything to stop her.
Oh.
It's so it's
Well,
so crazy.
how do you think about
It's
Sister
so
Sage's
crazy.
ending? Do you think it's fitting?
It's terrible.
Really?
It's not fitting at all.
But no,
No,
because
they don't.
she loses
They
her
gave
intelligence.
her
She's stupid
everything she
now.
wanted, and she faced no consequences.
Well,
This person this person will not suffer.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, she's too
An
dumb to
issue
suffer
I have
now. And
an issue I have with like maybe almost everybody's deaths this finale is
yeah.
they don't suffer and it's characters that probably should. Uh they then go to the White House. Homelander starts his nationwide address and whatnot.
Mhm.
They then all show up and get out of their car and enter random service entrance.
Yeah.
My favorite thing, random service entrance that's probably behind a studio.
I mean, that's fine. What I wanted to get to is that the next like scene where they're in the tunnels and then they get ambushed by
Dude, it's so
what's
it's so
wrong?
stupid.
What's wrong, James? No, it's cool.
They
So, Oh Father sees this coming, right? He's like,
uh-huh.
oh, we know the boys are gonna take this little tunnel down there, and that's why I set up a little surprise. And the surprise is there's like a dude.
Loudspeakers
There's
and a singular guy with an
there's a
automatic gun
dude with a gun hiding in the vents above them and
shooting
shooting at
shooting
them.
three people we know are bulletproof.
That
It's
scene cracked me up because
so
because my favorite part of the scene was the soup whistle. Remember the soup whistle, James? Hey,
I
James,
do.
James,
I
remember
do
the
actually.
remember the soup whistle from from the previous season? I love that scene because
I
they do the soup whistle, and because I didn't know what it was because I didn't watch anything else other than this finale and a little bit of some clips here and there. Butcher goes, "Oh my god, it's the soup whistle!" And I smack my forehead. I'm like, "Oh my god, of course, it's the soup whistle."
what I love the most is that they're bringing it back for the prequel show because they put
Yeah.
it in the advertising that somebody does it to them. And I
Hmm.
was like, God, they just forgot everything else about this show. And we're just like, yeah, hellfang gas. Yeah, we'll use that once.
High
Loud
frequencies.
noises, loud noises.
They stole that from Invincible, by the way, if you didn't know, because Viltrumites
I
have a
mean, you're
weakness to high
probably not
frequencies.
wrong because that's not a comic thing.
Hmm.
So you know what? You could be
They
entirely
stole that from
right.
the Invincible. But
You
anyway,
actually might be really correct.
anyway,
Uh,
the way they get out of it is another favorite
they
fan
shoot the
favorite
guy.
character.
They shoot the guy in the ceiling.
No, another fan favorite character. Ashley and her duo, back Ashley, Bashley, come in and
Actually,
she saves them. So
I
hmm,
thought they shoot the guy in the ceiling, and then they just didn't know how to get out of the room until Ashley opened the door.
I have no idea. That's probably what happened.
It's so, dude. It's maybe the dumbest thing they've done in this entire Caesar
James,
series.
it's just scorched earth. Okay,
Scorched earth.
wait till we get to the scorched earth
Okay, so
part
we got
because
one
it's
guy in a
good.
tunnel, and he's got a machine gun, and he's going to
Hmm.
be right above them when the door closes, and
Hmm.
then he's going to shoot at everybody who's bulletproof and not anybody who isn't,
Well,
even
James,
though they're not
the
very well
bulletproof
covered.
people they hunched over the other people, so they're
Mhm.
protecting them from the
You're
bullets.
telling
James,
me, you're telling me
yes, I am
any
telling you that.
January Starlight can completely cover Huey
Yes, I'm
and
telling you that.
completely it's so stupid. It's so fucking stupid.
So they get out of the
So
trap.
anyways, Ashley frees them
Yeah.
and then their second line of defense, the deep crying on a couch.
So they yeah, all the boys they walk into the room and it's the Deep in the same room that Elon Musk was in, and he's
So
crying, sitting there in the room. And then he wakes up and he goes, "Wait a minute, you guys,
this is a test.
this is a test from the Father above." And then the Peak has the best lines in the finale, by the way. So then anyway, Annie
It's
comes in. Annie Starlight, she walks up and she's like, "Nah, I'd win this." And then she tackles the Deep
she
out of
just
the window.
grabs him and fucking flies him
Yeah,
away.
flies him away. And she flies him to where, James?
A beach.
A beach, because
I'm
she loves the
pretty
beach.
sure I predicted this.
I mean, it showed in the trailer, and I was like, they didn't show
No,
like
but
the
I think
people who were
before the
flying into
trailer
the
came out,
beach.
we talked about it.
Um, yeah, no, I mean when I saw the episode 8 trailer, because they do trailers for episodes now, I guess, um, and not
Which is
movies.
not a thing I don't think they did that before.
No, that seemed like a new thing to me. I was like, oh, there's a boys trailer. Like, what are they doing a trailer for? Oh, the episode 8 finale. Okay, but apparently they were also doing trailers for the previous episodes too, like
Mhm.
every single episode in season 5. Um, but anyway, yeah. So Annie Starlight. I mean, she's not the brightest bulb in the world, but she flies the deep into the beach, to the beach, which is next to the ocean. And I guess she actually has the power of like emotional was it, emotional feeling reading that Sage has, because
Empath.
she knows that the deep is
Empath.
afraid of the ocean and is actually not stronger by the ocean. So she flies him to the
Or
beach.
or
What?
she just got him away. Just
Um
flew him anywhere else.
well, she could have flown anywhere else, but she decided to fly to the beach, which not only is further away from where they are, I think,
They are at the White House.
because in my
I'm
mind,
gonna
I'm
Google
like,
right
if
now where the closest beach to the White House
I
is.
mean, honestly, the most efficient way to tackle is you just fly him kind of far away, throw him someplace, and then just fly back and help out with Homelander, right? Because the deep can't fly or anything,
Mhm.
right? He has to like take a taxi back, so you just leave him there, and then come back and fight Homelander, the real big bad guy. Um,
50 miles away.
so
She
she
flew
decides to fly
50
all the
miles.
way to the
She
shore, and
flew at least 50 miles, by the way.
yeah,
Not
all the way
saying
to the
she did.
shore. Because James, the narrative the satisfying narrative end for a character is more important than like the logistics of all this like
Right,
weird
right.
stuff, right? So they go to the
I mean,
beach.
it's something I wanted, but then the
Yeah.
way it was delivered, I was just so whatevered about.
It happens so
Because
fast, you know, you can miss it. It's whatever. Let's move on. There.
it's genuinely, if you looked away from the TV, you could have missed it. For both the deep and Oh Father.
Yeah, so they have a little like fisticuffs at the on the beach, the deep
Oh
and
my god. They
Starlight.
do they do the boys editing of fights where it's just rapid fucking cuts as people punch each other. And
Yeah.
then she remembers she has laser beam hands. And
Yeah, I thought
Chute
she
just
needed like
has
some electricity or something to use it, but she could just do it. So, okay.
it wholly depends sometimes. They're like, "Oh yeah, she can do it when she's in the sun or if there's electricity." Even though that's not how it worked in any prior season.
Sure.
She just had that shit on lock, but had it like stored up, and now it's like, oh no, she just doesn't have it ever.
Yeah.
She has laser beam hands, shoots him into the water, and then
Well,
just
no, hold
stands
up,
there.
James. Before this, the deep they have like a
Right,
conversation, and the deep
right.
has my favorite line in the finale where he just goes, "No,"
Oh.
and then runs at her.
She's like, why don't you just grow up and take some
Yeah, grow up and take
responsibility?
responsibility.
And he
No.
just straight up goes, no.
Honestly, that's the peak right there.
Runs at her, gets his ass beat again, gets shot
Mhm.
into the water, and then
This is the part of the finale I really didn't like. Is the peak dying. First of all, like, oh my god, peak. I honestly I wanted the peak to live. I wanted the
Mhm.
peak to live. But the way he died too was like lame. It was not cool.
it was lame because it's like, oh, that's all that happens?
And not
It
only that, his death is like the same Eric Kripke ass humor. Like, oh, like
it is.
it's another
It
one in
so
the same
entirely
episode.
fucking is.
So
It
I thought it was gonna be like a cool way going out, like he's getting attacked by these sharks, but because he's
I
superhuman,
thought
he's like
yeah,
shrugging it off, and he's like punching
I thought
sharks. So he's like,
exactly, I thought he was gonna be doing that, and then when I saw the giant tentacle, I'm like, "Oh my god, the Kraken's gonna rip him apart."
yeah,
No,
no, that didn't happen.
no, it's just gonna it's just, "Hey, it's another joke about a guy getting raped."
Getting something shoved up his ass. Remember that?
And then he
No. So,
dies.
dude,
"Blah,
I wanted to be like fisticuffing these
I'm
sharks,
Eric
and then like,
Kripke."
and then like, and then Samuel
Me.
L. Jackson shows up again. He's like, what's up? And he like goes Toto with Samuel L. Jackson as a shark.
Also,
He's like, get the fuck off me.
they say this is for Ambrosia, and I
Oh,
genuinely
do they?
it genuinely kinda took me out because 'cause I'm like, "Do any of the fish know that he killed Ambrosia? How would they know that?"
That is strange because I don't know who that is either. So,
It was from a prior season. So in season 3, he finds an octopus at Herogasm. He then
mhm.
fucks the octopus. In
Okay.
season 4, his pet octopus is all like trying to compete with his real like human girlfriend,
Mhm.
and that's the whole storyline for the season. Is
The
that
deep in season
he's
4.
the deep in season 4 is that he's trying to decide if he wants to be with his human girlfriend or the octopus,
Mhm.
and he eventually, after breaking up with his girlfriend, gets angry at the octopus and just kills her.
Okay.
and that's what this is a reference to, and all I could think was, how the fuck did any of the fish know this? This happened in his apartment in the tower. How did
Right.
they know this
Oh, I
happened?
remember. I remember us talking about this on Discord. Yeah, and I gave you because I talked to Eric Kripke. Remember, just a couple days
Because you
ago.
talked to Eric Kripke.
I talked to Eric Kripke about a week ago, and he said to me that for this, like the deep. I don't know if you
Mhm,
realized it was a little subtle, but the deep actually
mhm.
can't talk to fish. He's
Right.
he's schizophrenic. So
That would
like
be
his
the funniest revelation, is that the Deep is just a strong guy with nothing else. Because
yeah
he can't swim super fast either.
yeah
Because when you
he
see
can't
swimming,
actually
he's doing
swim.
like a human swim. So it's much like when you watch Soldier Boy run and you're
Yeah.
like, oh, he's just got like normal person
No,
speed.
no, it's what I thought Aquaman was gonna be in his movie, like how he was gonna swim, is what the deep swims like in the ocean. But and then now I was thinking in my head, like when I saw the deep in the ocean, I'm like, oh yeah, he's just gonna Aquaman out of there, where he's basically just flying, but under the water, right? So
Mhm.
that's how
It,
Aquaman swims.
which
And
is a canon thing to the comics. The Deep can't swim. His whole theme is that he's just a fish guy.
mhm.
But in the show, their excuse for that is that he has gills. So I did think they were gonna make him a swimming guy. Because wait, no, he
Yeah,
does,
he
or
does
does
have
that
gills.
not count? In season 1, we see him jump out of like, fly out of the water,
Does
but I
he?
guess it can be assumed now that it was a fish helping him.
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
I it's just it has been a thing. I was wondering,
I
like,
will
man, are
give it
we
to
ever
them.
gonna
I
do
will give it
anything
to
with
them
the Deep
then.
in water?
I will give it to them then. The deep, I don't think they've really shown that the deep can swim in the ocean, so
No,
we'll
we've
just leave
only
it at
seen
that.
him ride on the back of a whale.
Yeah, he's ridden on animals in the ocean. But yeah, what happens is a big tentacle comes out and I guess it goes up his ass and then comes out of his mouth and kills him.
Yep.
And that's it. He gets
Waka
dragged into the
waka.
ocean.
Yeah, and it's as anticlimactic as that, because Chase Crawford, the actor, just stares straight up in the air and goes, whoa, 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 and then he just kind of sits
He goes,
still, and
"Say
then
Wallahi, bro, say Wallahi," and then he gets
Wallahi.
dragged into the ocean. Blood,
Say Wallahi, say Wallahi.
tropey blood pool comes up where his body
Yeah,
would have been.
and
So
then it cuts to Starlight on the beach, and she's like, ugh, and
she
then
goes,
flies away.
she's like, "What?" and then flies away. I mean,
Does she even fly away,
I don't
actually?
know. Actually, I
I
don't think
don't
they
think we
show her
see it.
flying away, but
Back to
I
the White House.
I hated that. Yeah, that was my least favorite thing about the finale.
It's so like, oh yeah, man, Starlight's gonna finally get her. Okay,
That
it's
entire
not Starlight's
sequence. I hated
revenge.
that
Okay.
entire sequence.
Mm.
Um, but I like the next sequence. So we go back to the boys at the White House, and Oh Father, I think Oh Father comes
Mhm.
in,
Oh
and
Father just shows up.
yeah, he
No Secret
blasts open the
Service,
doors.
just Oh Father.
He blasts all the boys like across the room with his
Mhm.
voice thing, which is stupid power, horrendous power. I don't know why anyone would like having a super powered voice. Anyway, though, he blasts all the boys across the room, and then I don't know what they like take cover behind like a table or something,
A
and
table conveniently falls in a way for them all to take cover behind.
which I don't know
It
why
doesn't.
it would
It
work because the Oh Father he can his voice like moves everything, doesn't it? It just blasts the
so
whole thing.
you would
So
imagine if they all got behind it, he could just do it again and squish
yeah,
them against the
just
wall.
scream again. Oh, it's on cooldown.
No, but no, instead now he's just standing there, I think doing it, but nothing's happening, or he's just standing there yelling. I
I mean,
can't remember.
well, first,
But
well, you can't yell consistently
but
because it's
either
on a
way,
cooldown. It has a
nothing
4 second
happened.
cooldown. So then Huey, because remember he's from a tech shop, Huey looks at a sprinkler and he goes, that's a model CM25 or something," and he
That's an
turns the butcher.
RX-78.
He turns the butcher, does a huge like comical wink, and goes, "I got my thing, you got yours." And his thing is that he shoots the sprinkler and it goes off, and then it's not a sprinkler; it's like a fire suppression system, and it's like a
Right. It was just a smoke bomb.
yeah. So it basically provides like visual cover for them, and then they like scatter, and then Huey pretends to be Butcher and like draws old father into a different room. And then
It's
do
yeah,
you have
Huey
anything to
does
say about that,
oi
James?
oi cunt.
Yeah, he goes, "Oi, cunt,
Oi oi.
oi," which I think he could have just said anything, and then oh father would have went over. I don't know why he had to copy
Right.
Butcher.
It's so whatever. And then they hide in another room. Huey, Oh Father shows up, Huey shoots him a bunch,
Mhm.
and then I think gets blasted. And then oh, they went to Ashley's bedroom, I think,
Yeah.
because of what's in there. And then we see, as placed earlier in the beginning of this episode, and we didn't talk about it for this moment, a ball gag made from tungsten or space material or some shit.
Yeah, the Elon Musk sponsored ball gag.
Right. And maybe genuinely actually worse than the deep kill. Lifts the ball gag, lightly holds it against O'Father's mouth. Doesn't
Wait,
even. Here's the crazy thing: they don't
yeah.
even have him tie the strap. It's
No. Well,
he
I mean, he didn't
just.
have enough time to type the strap. He was about to shout.
I, I mean, with the magic of editing, they could have. With the
That's what
magic
you
of
sound like,
editing, they
James.
could have done it. I mean, they'll do it for every other goddamn fight scene in this show. He lightly holds it in front of his mouth, which, by the way, he could just back up from.
Yeah.
It's so dumb. And his head
I-
explodes. Now, I need to very quickly just talk about how goddamn nonsensical that is.
Mhm.
Firstly,
Sure.
it was not tightly held against his mouth in a way that would have stopped it from flying forward. If anything, if this was a scene from a comics and there was a non-main character doing this, you know what would have happened? O'Father would have screamed and the guy would have been thrown forward and just bursted against O'Father's back. Popped like a balloon, much like when Marathon Man, Mr. Marathon, just ran through everybody.
No.
It would have been
First of
one
all,
of those things.
First of all, I don't like you being the whole, oh, this was the comics. That's cringe.
No,
Secondly,
I'm
what
saying
would have
that
happened
because
is he would have
it's like that
shouted.
would have been the logic of how that would have scene would have
He
gone
would have
if this wasn't
shouted,
a main
and then
character.
Eminem's arms would have flown off of his body, along
It
with the
wouldn't even
ball
have been that. No,
gag.
it would have been like the ball gag just would have been thrown at Huey's head and blown like fucking cleared Huey's head. It's just the way they did it makes no sense, and it's maybe the worst way they could have done it. You know what would have been more interesting if they
Mhm.
did this and he couldn't properly get it off, so he was stuck like this and just couldn't fight, and he keeps trying to fight against it while trying to scream and get it off, and then his head explodes instead of the instantaneous pop from one singular scream.
Well, that wouldn't
Oh
make
my
any
god!
sense, James, because
Shut
Ofather's a
up.
soup. Okay, he's bulletproof. He's got super strength. He's
Uh-huh.
got super
Yeah.
durability. It's a lot different from the other soups. Okay, he's got
Actually,
super strength. He's
does
got
he
super
have any of
durability.
that? Because we haven't seen
If
him
you
fight.
tie the ball gag around him,
We've
you're just
never
gonna
seen
rip
him.
off the straps. All right, they're not like
No,
soup
actually,
straps.
he did nothing all season in any physical way other than the quote unquote fight with Starlight, where he just
He's
screamed at
bulletproof,
her and then walked
James.
away.
He's
We
bulletproof.
don't know that. We
Yeah,
don't
we
know
do,
that.
because Huey shoots him, and then
He shoots
he
the
doesn't
suit.
do it. It doesn't do anything.
Shazam rules. The suit could be bulletproof.
Yeah,
No, but
James.
I forgot. He does shoot him.
You literally
Still
just
so
said he shoots
I
him.
know.
And
I
he
know
goes
I
like,
said that because guess what? This season finale is so bullshit. I forgot what I just said.
your brain is trying to protect you right now by erasing your memories of
My
this
brain's trying
finale.
to burn it away as I say it, so I'm forgetting it after I say it.
No, but I here's the thing. So I don't like superheroes like the shouting skill, like Black. What was it?
Black
Name of it?
Canary.
No, the other guy from Multiverse of Madness. What was his name? It was Black something, right?
Oh, Black Bolt.
Black Bolt.
Again.
That's what it was.
Yeah, Black Agar Bolt again.
Yeah, so like Ofather's kind of like Black Bolt, where he's like everyone's hyping him up, like, oh my god, is this guy's like super strong and stuff, and I love this character, but actually they're stupid and they can kill themselves. That's how they always die. These screamers, you block their mouth and they just die. So, boo,
Right, which
Rip
again
Bozo.
would have been interesting if it was done
was
in
a
an
cool-
actual way that made sense, and it wasn't just.
I disagree with
I've
James. I think it was a cool
I've
death.
held this. I've held this piece of paper in front of your mouth. Now scream. Head blows up.
I
Fucking,
disagree
like,
with James on this one. Okay, I think it was a cool
No,
death. The head exploding was
It
awesome.
was so dumb.
It
It
was
was
a-
so bad.
It was a lame death for a lame character. All right,
It was such just a setup to yet again do a final. Huey gets covered
It
in
was a-
blood
it was-
moment.
you have a lame power. You deserve a lame death. Let's move on to the next one. So Eminem. First off,
They
Eminem's
show
the
up
goat.
to the White House. I mean, to the Oval Office.
Mhm.
Or did you want to talk more about that?
No, we can move on.
They show up the Oval Office. Butcher breaks through a wall, throws a guy through a wall or something,
Yeah.
and he goes, "Daddy's home."
He goes, oi, daddy's home.
Oi, Daddy's home. And then Homelander's like, "William?"
Well, actually, before this, he was Homelander was doing like his speech, and I thought this was where they're gonna do the whole like scorched earth thing that they've been talking about.
Right.
Where Homelander like
the thing that
snaps.
They've been talking about that's been in all the
Here's
advertisements.
I thought they might have done it is like Homelander snaps right there. He like flies up out of the room and he starts lasering just like the city or something. And then Ryan comes in. Ryan sees it on his TV in his remote Russian village house, and then he flies over and then like tackles Homelander out of the sky and back into the room. And then Butcher shows up and goes "Oi," and that's where the fight would begin. But no, they don't. They don't do that. Next,
Just straight up exactly what happened in season 3,
yeah,
where Soldier Boy and Butcher are fighting, and it just goes, "Oi!"
"Oi."
Homelander looks over, it
Yeah,
just gets
Homelander looks
lasered
over.
by Butcher, but it's Ryan.
Yeah,
Oh my god, dude, this season, this fight is so like, it's the best fight of the episode in season, but man, is that not saying much.
yeah.
It
I
wants
when
to
I
be the
saw it, I was
season
like,
3.
man, this doesn't look good.
It wants to be the season 3 Hero-gasm fight,
Hmm.
but it's just not that.
Yeah,
It's so far from it. Nothing
it's
interesting
really
happens at
like
all the
the
entire
boys'
fight.
choreography is like just like a guy gets punched by like a normal punch and they get thrown into a wall, or they get lasered and they
Yeah,
get thrown into a wall, and that's like the only thing
it's
that
it
happens in the
that's literally just
choreography.
straight up what it is. Like, the boys' choreography is maybe the biggest thing pulling the show down until this season.
Yeah,
uh where it was like prior seasons, the writing really helped you ignore how bad the fight scenes are. And
yeah,
I've brought it up, season 1 has the worst cut fight scenes with the way they're cut and edited.
yeah,
Like the Queen May fighting the 3 guys at the beginning of the
yeah. That was
season when she's
terrible.
training, it is cut every 2 seconds like an AI video.
Now, two
Like it's
seconds is
cutting
too
to a new
long.
angle.
It was like every half a second they cut to like a
It
different
was
angle.
dude, it was so bad. And then it felt like they brought back that editing style for this, even though they already figured it out with season 3, with the fight scenes between all the soups in it, and like the
Hmm.
final fight scene of the season. Them versus Soldier Boy versus Homelander, like that whole that fight. But then we get here, and it's just such a mess of shit happening.
Finale, by the way.
Just the finale, by the way, the finale. This is the end. This is where it's all. This is 7 years of progress leading up to this moment, and it's like just whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you if you
Homelander.
ignore all of like the
You
weird
know what
like
would have been
power scaling that's
interesting
happening.
if we were like keeping Kamiko's like healing factor in, Homelander wasn't just like lightly zapping her, but was straight up cutting limbs off and stuff. And like how he was doing with Butcher's tentacles only. If he
Hmm.
was doing shit like that, and it was making like their whole fight feel like it had way more weight because they were genuinely losing parts of themselves for the fight. But
Well,
no, it's
James,
just I got Cyclops.
that'll cost too much
My
budget.
my heat vision is suddenly teleportals through my eyes to the punch dimension. That's Cyclops, by the way.
Well,
It's not a
James,
joke. That's how
here's
Cyclops'
the
powers
reason
work.
why. Okay, first of all, I think in this fight they could have beat up Homelander like without the fucking like zap. Like they were shitting on this dude. Like
That's what I'm
the
saying. Like,
entire fight,
why he's
Homelander is
as
like getting beat
hideous
up.
as dude, again, season 3, the Herogasm fight, he was cleaning up. Even though he's never fought another soup,
Yeah.
he was getting like punches, he was taking hard hits, but there was still like good punches from him. He was keeping his own. And this one, he's just getting fucking like the again, season 2, the Stormfront girls get it done moment where she's just getting punched in a circle by everybody.
Yeah,
But
so
even
like
then, they got good hits in on her. And this one, it's just nothing.
yeah,
And then
so like
Kamiko,
Butcher, I think he only uses like one tentacle at a time or something, but he like
it's
wraps it
so
around his.
stupid.
It happens like like 6 or 7 times. Get it in this fight where Butcher wraps around his waist with the tentacle and just throws him like against the wall, and
Right.
Homelander just like goes whoa and gets slapped against the wall, or like gets like grabbed or something, and it's like, man, this is Homelander with V1, because remember
Hmm.
that, James,
Dude,
because
this is Homelander with V1.
I don't know
And
if you
it's just,
remember this, James,
it's
but
actually
in the
somehow he got
previous,
worse.
I don't know if you remember this, but in a previous the episode before the previous episode, he gets a V1, which is supposed to like make him stronger, and he shoots like the giant
Hmm.
laser beam into the sky.
Hmm.
Remember that, James?
I remember.
You remember that? Because
I
yeah, I
remember
don't
this.
know. So Kimiko and well, honestly, with just Butcher there fighting Homelander, they're like toe to toe. And then Kimiko like is there too, and then Ryan shows up.
Truly, truly, Kamiko with the radiation and stuff
Yeah.
doesn't get any buff to her physically either.
Well, no, she gets like actual V1 powered by the radiation, you know? So like her durability
Maybe,
went up. That's why Homelander couldn't cut her in half, even though he was really trying to,
yeah,
because he was
sure,
afraid of her zapping him with the
sure.
radiation.
I'm sure it's just because they didn't forget how his heat vision worked or anything.
Yeah,
God,
and
this
then
fucking season, man.
so Homelander realizes that like he's actually getting his ass beat like a little bit into the fight, and he tries running away like multiple times. He tries like flying away the first time, and then Butcher
Mhm.
like wraps him with the tentacle. Like, good on you, Butcher.
Right.
He like snaps him with the tentacle and pulls him back. And then the second time he tries flying up into the sky like straight up, and then Ryan comes in and tackles him out of it.
Ryan comes
Invincible
in
reference, by the way.
and Braun Spears, fucking WWE style, fucking Spears
Yeah,
Homelander.
Spears Homelander. I appreciate the fact that Homelander takes off a bit slower in this one.
Yeah, and by the way, that's exactly what I was gonna bring up. The slow ass speed of Ryan entering the White House and spearing him. They didn't
well,
speed it up or anything.
both the times I remember Homelander trying to run away is he flies like so slow. Even though the other time when when he was just casually like bringing Elon Musk up to space,
Yeah.
he like snap disappears like
Hmm.
out of the frame. But in this one, he like you can see him like float up slowly and like try to move away, but then the tentacle like comes out and just grabs him,
God, and
and
it's
then Ryan comes in and
they could have
spears
used the
him.
excuse that because Ryan's moving at the same speed, he
Exactly,
perceived it that way, but they
exactly.
don't do that. Fuck, they should have just made it a slow motion shot.
Maybe yeah, that probably would do a bit
You
better.
know, make it feel like, oh, this is slow motion because it's Butcher watching his chance get away, and then fucking Ryan, it's actually slow motion because Ryan's coming through the wall about to tackle his ass.
Yeah, I was about to
No,
say the
instead it's
Ryan
just normal speed.
Ryan arriving had like no, I don't know, had like no punch to it really. Like he comes in and spears Homelander. Like all of this happens like normal speed, like there's no setup for it or anything. And then like when you see it, you don't. I don't think that you realize who comes in right away. You just go, oh yeah, that's Ryan.
Right. You would have been
Cool.
forgiven thinking that was Starlight returning.
Yeah. At first I was like, oh, he's like some person with like a gray hoodie came in. Starlight was wearing the gray hoodie, by the way.
God, and then it's just Ryan standing there, and the whole payoff to this is Homelander going, "You little shit."
You little shit. And then he gets his ass beat by both Ryan and Butcher.
Literally, literally, that's all this is.
Yeah. V1 empowered, by the way. And then they hold they hold Homelander down while Kimiko has like a weird like break from reality, like a
Oh
psychosis moment
my
with
god.
Frenchie. James,
Holy shit, what a way to
honestly,
halt the entire episode and ruin any goddamn build up and impact. They could have had her just literally just kind of like, you know what would have been good rather than having Frenchie show up to be like, I can't, the rage isn't, it's not what I feel him to be
I
there.
don't
You
feel
know what it could have
rage.
been?
What?
You know what it could have been instead? A
Mhm.
reference to her and him singing last season.
Uh
It could have
what
been that
season?
as
I
a
don't remember
reference,
that.
is them singing a song and her singing it to herself, and then that's what builds the laser. Just fuck, why did Frenchie show up as a Force ghost?
He showed up, yeah, he shows up as a force ghost when Kimiko's like can't shoot the laser ghost. Because here's the thing about the fight. The fight is they both Kimiko and Butcher standing there like T-posing in front of Homelander. Butcher goes to fight Homelander while Kimiko gets zapped. And as she's recovering, she's like trying to charge up the beam, the
Yeah, you
radiation
know what, there,
blast, but it doesn't
perfect. It
work.
could have been that she had a giant hole in her, and that's why it was taking her so long. No, instead it's just she got like a little love tapped by the fucking heat vision, and then and then nothing else. Fuck, dude,
Yeah,
I hate
so the rest of the fight, she recovers pretty quickly, by the way. But she like stands
extremely
up,
fast.
and all she does is just stand there, trying to like
Mhm.
charge up this blast for the entire fight. And she can't do it. So Frenchie's force ghost comes in and goes, "Mi amor, why don't you blast?" And then she's like, I can't.
Can't. The
I'm not
rage
angry.
I'm supposed to be feeling is not there.
I
Mancour, think of the Palestinian
she
children.
she goes, Frenchie, I miss the rage.
I miss the rage.
I miss the rage. And then Frenchie comes in and he's like, you don't need to use rage. You could just
Oh,
use something else.
Mancour. Oh, female.
uh,
Void.
female, use your, it's always in you. And then she's like,
It's
you're
in you.
right. And then
Use your heart.
and then she could finally charge with the blast while Butcher and Ryan are holding down Homelander. And so she blasts Homelander, Butcher, and Ryan with,
Uh-huh.
and then Homelander goes, oh, and as he gets blasted, and then
And man, when we cut back to the White House,
yeah,
it looks the exact same.
yeah, it's nothing
You,
else.
you remember in
Well,
season 3 how
no,
devastating it was
I
every
don't
single
remember that.
time Soldier
Actually,
Boy
no.
used his blast and it would
Well, it's not
fucking
Soldier Boy, it's
atomize the
Kimiko.
entire room.
He's Kimiko's
You're
blast. It's
right.
different.
You're right.
Yeah.
It just also happens to do the exact same effect.
It's because Kimiko's a weak, fragile woman, and that's where her blast is not as big and powerful as Soldier Boy's. So
cut to her, all the fucking types she's done, all the crazy shit she's done. Now it's like, I don't know. Blast. And then we see Homelander. They don't even do anything to really make him look like he got hit. He just has like a little burn on his chest.
well, he has a burn on his chest, but he also is
God.
bleeding. He's bleeding from his head, James. He's got a little blood like trickle on his head.
He's got a little blood on him.
Yeah, so actually I do like how they handled
bleeding.
I like how they handled everything past the fight with Homelander, where like Homelander at like post blast. So post blast, Homelander like wakes up and he like stands up and he tries lasering Butcher, who's like also woke up and tried standing up, and he realizes that
trying to laser him is just him going,
it's him going like shoving his like head forward a little bit. And then Butcher like he like flinches because he thinks he's gonna get lasered, maybe. And then and Homelander realizes like his lasers aren't working, so he tries like flying away too. And he does like the stance that he loves to do when he flies, where he like
it's my favorite
bow legs. He bow legs, or like he does like a breaststroke into the air.
It's when you take like how actors with superpowers as their characters do stuff and you remove all the effects from them, like just the raw footage. Like when you watch the Flash do the whole spinning arms and then him like faking running off and Supergirl jumping into the air and stuff. That's this moment of people have been making fun of him from the video leaking of what he looked like when he would jump without like the special effects. And it's just that in full for the actual episode. Just the whole like, a little hop into the air.
Hop into the air.
Bouncing on the trampoline.
Yeah, so Homelander, he lost his powers, and then Butcher just like wails on Homelander. He just punches Homelander over and over again. Homelander's not even blocking.
Homelander's just an emaciated like weirdo.
Yeah. And then as he gets his face beaten, he falls to the ground. Homelander's like, stop.
I love that. Him like
that
rolling around.
Yeah, him like crying from like getting hurt was pretty. That was peak. This might be the peak of the episode right here. So then Homelander's like begging, and this is like my other favorite line from the finale is like Homelander begging Butcher not to kill him, and he's like, I'll suck your dick. I'll eat your shit on live TV.
I'll give you Vought. I'll give you like, it's like terrible thing to offer him.
Yeah, like Butcher does not care about any of this shit.
I'll have its shapeshifter turn into Becca.
Yeah, and then well, it doesn't work. So Butcher, kicks him against the desk. He like gets up a little bit, and he goes, "I'm the Homelander," Iron Man reference, and then Butcher like this whole time. I didn't actually like Butcher's line that much, where he's like, "This is for Frenchie," or "This is for Becca." That was a little bit.
Yeah, I did not. When he was like, "This is for Frenchie," I was like, fucking okay. Again, another
that
thing
line.
Like,
honestly, I like one-liners.
Remember Frenchie died?
I like one-liners, but sometimes, you probably better without them. Anyway, though, yeah, this is Rebecca, and then stabs him in the head with the crowbar. Comic reference. And he also pries open the head.
That's all I can think is like, hey guys, they did the thing.
They did the comic book thing. So yeah, Butcher kills Homelander. He dies. His head like is ripped open by the crowbar. His lifeless body falls onto the ground. And by the way, all of this is being recorded on the White House camera that was in there. Like it tipped over as the cameramen ran away, but it was still recording everything, so everybody saw it. And then Butcher does like this little like lean down into the camera, smiles, and then it breaks it.
And it's just
Yeah. And you know
just
what? We've done it.
fucking whatever.
7 years, James.
Yeah,
7 minutes. That's all.
7 years. 7 years is all it takes.
7 years is all it takes to write a good finale.
7 episodes. 7 episodes is all it takes to ruin 7 years of work.
But you know, James, it's not over yet. So
It's not over
everyone's
till it's over.
everyone celebrates. We can skip over some of the stuff and just get straight into like the final Butcher versus Huey fight. There was a couple things I want to mention with it, or before that, which is one. I think Ryan lost his powers, right? That's what they're insinuating, is that Ryan and Butcher, since they got blasted by Kimiko, they both lost their powers. Because
Yeah.
Butcher goes to, or when he's talking to Ryan, he goes like, we're just a couple of ordinary folks now, we, you and me. So I guess Ryan doesn't have powers anymore. Also,
Yeah, that was a thing people are debating. They're like, Ryan's acting like he doesn't have powers anymore.
it's
What are
because
we
he
talking
doesn't.
about? He doesn't. It's what are we doing? Ryan acting like he
I don't
didn't
know.
get
I don't know
blasted?
where I heard it from, but I heard something like the Soldier Boy blast, like it fries the V1 from your blood or something, and that's why
It literally,
Ryan should still have powers because it only fries the V1. He doesn't have V1 in his blood.
but he
But
does.
I
They
actually
literally
don't
said
know.
he was injected with like, or not that he was injected with it. He is a natural born,
Yeah, he's a
but that
natural
means it's
born.
in him. That means it's in him. That's that literally means the V1 is in his blood just naturally.
Yeah, sure. We'll go with that.
Well, no, that's the
No,
explanation. That's
sure.
why he
Yeah.
has powers and shit.
Well, James, you're
Because
not the
home
guy who talked to Eric Kripke, so let's just leave
bro,
that on the backbone, huh?
taking my headphones off. They literally said that's the reason that Homelander was able to have a kid that had powers and nobody else ever has. Because Homelander, that's what I meant. Homelander was injected as a baby. It's literally fused to him in a way it isn't with other people. That's why, probably Marie Moreau can actually do it in that same way
No,
because of
because no,
Project
because
Otis.
Homelander stores V1 in his balls. Okay, so Maria
You're
Rose
right.
doesn't do it, can't do that because she doesn't have balls. So
You're right.
let's move on.
I'm I'm amazed by the restraint of them not having Terror show up to fuck Homelander.
Homelander's
because,
dead, lifeless corpse. Yeah.
yeah, because that's a thing they would have Terror do in the comics.
Well,
And
having
with
three butt-related things in the same episode, that's a little too much.
yeah, you're right. We should save that only for the Terror Daydream episode. I was amazed. I was like, is that what the payoff's gonna be?
That
But
is what the
nope,
payoff. No,
it's
what
actually
payoff?
Terror died.
Yeah, it's actually that Terror's dead. So Butcher
Terror,
walks. So
Terror
Butcher, as
dead.
he talks to Ryan, Ryan's like, "Fuck you! I don't want to do anything to do with you," and then leaves. And then
Fair.
Butcher,
Completely fair.
goes into his room, and then he's like, "Terror, it's just you and me now, bud." And it's not
Oh,
because
Terror.
Terror is dead. An actual sad death in the episode.
Well, it's crazy because I'm wondering, like, did they kill Terror off because the actual dog died, or was that
I
after
don't
they filmed
know.
this? Because I do know the actual dog died,
It
but I
kind of
don't know if the
seemed like
dog
out of
died.
nowhere to me. There's like no real
It's
setup that told me
that's
that
one of those
Terror was gonna
things.
die.
It's a thing from the comics where they kill Terror in the comics, and that's what makes Butcher go like, I'm killing every fucking like no remorse, even for the good soups kind of thing. Because
Hmm,
they killed Terror, and he's like, fuck it, all of them. Because in the comics, it's like, yeah, I can like let a few go because maybe they might be good guys, and then Terror dies, and he's like,
sure.
all right, everyone,
All right, Scorched
but he
Earth, and this is where
scorched earth. Scorched earth is just
Scorched Earth.
fucking Scorch F. And then here's a fucking idiotic thing about, but so Butcher then, when realizing Terror dies, he pulls out the
Yeah,
virus. I
yeah.
didn't know they had
Remember the
more.
virus, James? Remember the
No,
virus?
I thought they used all the virus. When did they? Oh, right. Because I forgot they did have more. They were gonna put in a fucking air freshener or something to blow on Homelander. Holy shit! I can't believe I forgot about that.
Yeah. See, I told you. Remember the virus, James? They still had
Yeah, I
more.
remember it. They
Uh,
had it. He pulls it out of a sock drawer. It's
mhm.
not even been refrigerated like it probably
No,
should have been.
stored in the most safe spot. So
Also,
Butcher, like, yeah, he like turns. He goes Scorched Earth, and he
yeah, he
drives
drives in a
over.
car to Vought Tower.
He drives
He
to Vault
faces
Tower,
Huey sees this, tells
mhm,
nobody, goes by himself.
right? And then
And
they have a final
my
standoff at Vault
favorite
Tower.
before this, my favorite thing, yet again, much like the tunnels of only having one guy, Butcher only encounters one security guard in all of Vought Tower. It just goes up straight to the room of the seven, and it makes me wonder, why didn't they just put that shit in that room from the beginning?
You know what?
Just
It's
if
just
it
how it
was
is.
this simple, just go do that and set it off in the fucking sprinkler. God, and this is what I mean. This final moment, I'm like, I get they're trying to do the comic thing, but it just felt weird and didn't really work to me.
I mean, well, it's fine because Butcher at the end of the day will win because he already put the virus in the sprinkler system. And how are you going to get it out of the sprinkler system? You can't. It's
Well,
over.
no, it's
Scorched
not in the
earth.
sprinkler system. It's sitting in the water of the roof, in the water tower, waiting to be flushed through the system. So and here's the thing, all the water in the system would not be the water from the water tower. That's what would come after they use what's in already the
Oh,
system.
sure. And you
So
know
it
how the
wouldn't work
water
anyways.
system would work. Sure, bud.
Yeah, you know, fuck me, you're right. Also, that would mean that it's already going through probably the sinks that are still working. But here's my question: what soups work in the tower? This tower was only for the seven.
Well, don't you remember, James? All the soups that worked in the tower?
No, because there are no other soups other than the fucking seven,
When
man.
all the soups clock in for
God,
their 7 a.m. shift? Like, come on,
I
James,
was
you know
I
this.
was amazed that Eagle the Archer existed still as a character in the show. I do
Yeah,
not think
where do
they
you
were
think
gonna.
he works, James? He works at VOD Tower. He
No, he
clocks in
worked
for
at
his 9 a.m. shift.
Fox Studios apparently. God, this fucking show, man. This show. The
Yeah, but anyway, so Huey fights Butcher at the end because
quote
he's trying
unquote
to stop
quote
Butcher
unquote fights.
fights. He tries to fight Butcher at the end because he wants to stop him from pressing the little trigger remote that he's got that releases the. I guess it starts the sprinkler system and then releases the virus that way.
Right. It
Um,
was gonna just like permanently turn on the sprinkler system or some shit.
yeah,
And
I don't know why you have
Huey,
to wait for the soups to come in. Isn't it like airborne or some shit in that virus? Like
yeah,
I don't
that's what
know
I was
what it is.
confused. Like I was like, the whole reason you guys fucking zipped up the Teenage Kicks house was so that it wouldn't get
Yeah,
released because it's a fucking once it's airborne thing.
yeah, because it's like
Like
super contagious.
it's
Like
the
it's
Last
like a
of Us
super
fucking like
spreader.
disease shit where it's like actually putting on a gas mask will not help you because it's already in
So
the
in my
air.
mind, what Butcher did is he uncapped it and poured it into the water tower, right?
And
And
it's
then
already
at that
released.
point, it's already over, right? Because you
If
didn't
they
secure
want to
that
make
shit.
it make sense, he could have put his hand into it, then released it, but then it would still be contaminated. The water would still participate, fucking Christ, the word,
Yeah,
precipitate or whatever,
yeah.
raise into the air and whatnot throughout it and just circulate. But it's like, God, what the way they did this is so stupid because in the comics, that's not what happened. That's not how this scene goes between them. They're, I think, on the Eiffel Tower, and Butcher's gonna do like a fucking mass terrorism thing or something, and him and Huey get into a fight, and then they get thrown off the like some point on the Eiffel Tower, fall to another point. Huey gets his leg impaled and is dangling. Butcher is paralyzed from the neck down. And the reveal is that the detonator, when they look over, landed correctly. And Butcher's genuinely like, the fucking luck you must have that that didn't fall the other way. And then he just dies from blood loss. That's how
Hmm.
that scene goes. In the show, it's instead the soup virus thing should already be released by how logic plays out. What should have been revealed is he didn't actually take it with him. This was just a suicide by like cop sort of situation with Huey, where he
Hmm.
wanted Huey to kill him because then
Right.
that would make more sense for his like whole "I've got nothing left" fucking moment.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
So
instead, he just goes, "Oh, remember me, brother Lenny?
remember Lenny, James?
Remember the Lenny?
Remember the Lenny? Uh, Wait, quick count. How many times has Lenny
Dang,
shown up in season 5?
uh, fucking one." We've heard about Lenny. He's shown up one time in season five. I think the first time we saw Lenny was last season. Or no, it was season three, and then we didn't see him at all in season four, and then they just reused a shot from season three. God, the fucking
You
way they
love it.
treat Lenny as a character is so annoying because
You
at
love it.
first they were like, yeah, the reason Butcher is kind on Huey is because he thinks of Lenny. And then it's just, oh, you remember Lenny? Me trauma.
Oi,
Shut
remember
up.
Lenny? So
Shut up.
anyway, Huey shoots Butcher after like Butcher has like he
Uh,
pulls a Kimiko moment and Lenny's Force Ghost almost gets to him, but then
Lenny's
Huey
Force
shoots him.
Ghost. Fucking God, dude, there's something in the air. I think it's that soup virus.
It's the soup virus. It's messing with him
It's
because he's well, I guess he's not a soup anymore, but X soup. So he gets shot and then he bleeds out, holding Huey's hand. Gay. And then we move on to the epilogue for all the characters, which is um Huey and Starlight. They're together, and Huey runs the tech store that he worked at before. And Starlight is pregnant, and she's also doing superhero, like, I guess, like random superhero moments, like a their own thing. So like a Spider-Man kind of superhero moment, vigilantism. That's what it was. And so she like flies off to go deal with some crime.
Yeah,
And
I sure, I guess.
MMM remarries his like ex-wife or something,
Yeah.
and adopts Ryan because Ryan's
Remember
there.
MM's
Hey,
family?
remember MM is like was like super close with Ryan. You remember that?
Dude, I completely forgot that last season Butcher does ask MM to adopt Ryan to help raise him so he doesn't become like Homelander.
Yeah.
I forgot that happened, but here's my thing. I still don't think MM and Ryan ever fucking interact as like two different human beings. I think
You
they're
don't
in the
think they've
room a
talked
lot.
to each other?
I
They've
don't think they
talked.
talk. I don't think they've ever fucking said any words to each other
Yeah, and
outside of
then Ryan
outside
in
of
his
when
mind,
he
he's like,
goes
he's MM
outside of
goes,
when he goes,
"Hey
"Hey, let's
Ryan,
go, kid."
how about I adopt you?" And then Ryan goes, "Sure."
Yeah, that conversation that happened.
Yeah, that happened in between. That's why Ryan is there at MM's
he,
wedding.
he just goes, "Hey kid, come on," and that's it. That's the
And then
conversation.
Kimiko's like in France or something, and she's eating a baguette.
Dude, I was
A croissant.
100% expecting them to do the Dark Knight Rises thing, where Kamiko looks over and sees Frenchie at another table, lifts his cup at her. I thought they were gonna do that with this fucking ghost.
Frenchie turns out Frenchie never died. He's actually alive. They both rendezvous
Dude,
at
I
in
thought that's what they were
France.
gonna do. I was like, "Oh, are we gonna? Is it gonna be that she's like Frenchie's with her in spirit always? No, she's just in
Nope.
France."
She's just alone. And she has a dog, a new dog.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. Any other
Remember,
epilogue I'm missing?
remember Kamiko's dog?
Remember Kamiko's dog?
You know what's disappointing? We didn't see Maeve. We didn't get like
Who's Maeve?
genuinely. I kept thinking, shut up.
What are you
I kept
talking
thinking,
about?
oh, this is gonna be nice. We're gonna see like a bunch of the conclusions for a bunch of characters. We even get Bob Singer going, "Hey, Huey, come join my task force," and Huey's like,
Conclusion for a bunch of characters. What do you think this is? The finale?
"Yeah, what do you think this final scene is gonna be? A finale?" I
The
thought we were gonna see
ending?
Queen Maeve living her best life with her girlfriend,
We already
and
did.
like
It's that was
celebrating
over,
home.
done, dusted.
No, no, we just see Queen Maeve with an eye patch say thank you guys and leave. That's all she does.
No,
I
we
was
see
like,
her
this
in
would
her
have been awesome
apartment
if we
with her
see Queen.
girlfriend.
No, we don't. No, we don't. This would have been nice. We see maybe, I don't know, the Gen V kids, just like after dropping the people off, writing together and just being like happy with each other and whatnot.
Who? I really know I know you want to make it so your time watching Gen V wasn't just a waste of time, but
No,
it
I
was.
want to make it so my time watching this show wasn't a waste of time. Because truly, I can watch episode 1 and the finale and feel like nothing changed.
I don't mind them just like hand
God.
waving Sister Sage, Gen V, Maeve
Right.
away,
No,
because I'm
no
like,
Sister Stage conclusion
how
of
many
like
times has
her
Maeve been
leaving
mentioned in
Family
season
Plan
5?
Straight. She's not mentioned at all. She's never
Exactly.
brought up
She's
again.
gone.
And that's my
Dusted.
issue. That's the issue though.
She had her ending in whatever season was where she jumped out the tower with Soldier Boy and died. That was her ending.
I mean,
It's
if the
over.
leaks are to be true, her only reason for even leaving was how much she hated Anthony Starr as a like person. So
Yeah.
that's why I'm like, hey, would have been great that after he dies in the show, you show Queen Maeve being as happy can be. Uh,
Well, you shouldn't always believe rumors, James.
believe rumors about what? This came from somebody that was constantly correct about on-set fucking like shit that kept coming out about the show, especially including Anthony Starr being a fucking like psychopath who just beats people up. People forget
What,
about that.
Homelander?
This guy
I
like,
never would. Never would
yeah,
have guessed.
people forget that Anthony Starr went and just beat up random people because he was drunk and it was just like, oh yeah,
They
it's just
actually
the
did
thing I did.
forget because
I was in Spain. I was just
the
jumping down and started beating up a chef.
constant meme of Anthony Starr is that he's just Homelander pretending to be Anthony Starr.
in and out of costume. But
Yeah.
hey, nobody will ever meme that like they did Ezra Miller. We could this genuinely same level of shit Ezra Miller did, but we don't.
All
Multiple
right,
times, by
James.
the way. I'm not talking about just one time Anthony Starr did this. This is a
And guys,
anyways.
that was the boys finale. What did you guys think about the finale? Did you think it was
Don't you
cool?
feel
Did you think it was
satisfied?
great? For me personally, I like it. It was good. I wish the peak, got a better death, but other than that,
Yeah. What's
I was
what's
pretty all
your
right. Hmm.
what's your review for the episode, and then what's your review for the season?
My review for the episode, I'd give it a probably a 6 out of 10. It's pretty mid, to be honest with you. Maybe slightly better than mid, just because they had the deep in there, So I always got to vote. I always got to raise the score on an episode with it featuring the deep. For season 5, I'd give it I don't know. Like, it's just a roller coaster, Some episodes were not great. Some episodes were absolute
It's
bangers.
a roller coaster where it's like, man, those first two
I'd
episodes
probably
comes.
give it
Oh wow, this is what comes
a
next.
maybe
Oh
like a
wow,
4 out of 10. Then it
oh
was it
wow,
was worse than mid
what
the
comes
whole
next.
season
Oh
probably.
wow, this is what comes next.
Yeah, worse than mid is probably what I would give it, because for like
I
a lot of the season, I like Soldier Boy, and he's there for a lot of season 5. So, but then they don't show him up finale. I mean, I gotta take points off the season for that.
You're like, wow, these characters exist in this world.
I'm so excited for Vought Rising though. I will say that this season 5 has made
God, I
me.
can't wait for Nazis Rising, man.
I cannot
That's
wait
been
to
my favorite
watch.
joke about this series. Everyone's like, man, it's really cool how they made a whole season called Vought Rising. Vought,
Yeah, Vought, aka Frederick Vought, aka
man,
the German scientist from 1940, aka
this is what Clara would have wanted.
this is what Clara would have wanted. The memes from season 5 though, they were pretty great. So 4 out of 10.
The memes from season 5 almost make you think that it's not that bad. Okay.
Yeah,
So for the episode, I'd say probably like a 6.5 out of 10.
sure.
I was gonna give it a 7, but I think just genuinely after going over it again, I'm like, fuck, dude, there's a lot of shit about this that kind of do drag it down. It's like not a bad episode. Again, it concludes story points, just doesn't do it like properly,
Yeah.
and it leaves a bunch of dangling threads. You know, what's going on with Soldier
It's
Boy?
leaving dangling threads for Vought Rising to sew up. Yeah, you're right, James.
Yeah, that show that takes place in the 1950s.
There's gonna be flash forwards to present day. I guarantee you.
You say as you as you tie your or fucking what is it uh with your fingers.
Yeah.
Oh,
What I
what's the
do?
thing where like you're like, oh, I wish this thing will happen, so you like twist your fingers or something.
Oh, you mean
What?
cross your fingers?
Cross. I Jesus Christ, I could not think of the right word for it.
Okay,
Yeah, you're
what are you
crossing your
doing there?
fingers going, yeah, Vault Rising will have flash forwards.
Well, I know it will, because once again I talked to
Mhm.
Eric Kripke about 2 weeks ago, and he
Right,
said
you
to
and your good
me,
buddy Kripke.
yeah, my buddy Kripke, he told me that there's gonna be flash forwards to present day Soldier Boy.
You and your good friend Eric.
Airman, yeah.
Airman. You and your good friend Eric. Uh
Ah,
I'd give the season a 3 out of 10. This
really?
was so bad. Like, it's genuinely amazing how much time they wasted in every episode once you got past episode 3. You're like, okay,
Dude,
episode 1, they escaped the fucking planet. Man, we're moving fast, huh? We're getting this shit done. Oh,
creep
episode 2,
Crip Keepinator isn't gonna like that score, James. I'll tell you what.
the Kryptonator. Yeah,
Kryptonator.
2. Oh no, Kripke's not gonna like my score. Well, guess what? Should have written something fucking decent. This wasn't even that. It's amazing the time they wasted constantly this season. Did nothing. Teenage Kicks as characters existing this season just feels like they were like, yeah, they were in the comics. They were like the first big antagonists of the comics. We'll throw them into the final season. Why?
Awesome in there.
That's a good question.
Why? Because they're cool. Don't need another reason.
Why? I don't know. They got to kill people, and I don't want them to kill people we know. Hey,
And
you remember that girl
yeah,
with the ravens that MM let go earlier? Nothing came of that.
well,
There
yeah,
was
she
we
lives a
don't
good
see
life
her
now.
living like maybe a normal life either. It's just she's gone. What a finale.
And wow, what a finale! Really, it truly was. End of an era, as one would say. End of peak. I finally get to stop seeing the boys' peak on my timeline. So it's
It's
the opposite in the recent history. But
yeah, just now it's people going, actually the comics were better. Shut up. You
actually, it's people going. The
motherfucker
boys
did
were
not read.
never good. The boys was always trash,
That is also another thing. People are doing that now too.
which I'm
It's
inclined to agree. I
I love the LARPing people are suddenly doing for everything. They're suddenly just being like major fucking posers, and they're like, actually, I was always a fan of the comics instead. Actually, the show is never good.
yeah. I
Shut
mean,
up, you miserable loser.
I did, James. They're just missing the whimsy. Okay, the reactors that I watched to watch the finale, I watched a reaction of the finale,
Yeah,
and
you watched the hat guy and hoodie guy.
they're like the normie. They're what the writers like would love to have as audience members, because like every single plot development that happens, like the deep dying to the ocean creatures, they're like, oh my god, yeah, it makes so much sense. Oh, that's
Dude, remember
terrible.
remember that from last episode when Samuel L. Jackson showed up?
When Oh Father blows up his own head, they go, whoa, holy! Like they didn't
It's a
expect that
reference
to
to the beginning of the
happen.
season with the ball gag.
I mean, it's just like it's exactly what the writers would love, like their idealized audience right there,
You'd
just
be
praising
entirely
every single
forgiven
time
for
thing they
forgetting that
do.
Firecracker was a character this season.
Who's Firecracker? Anyway, guys, if you enjoyed, you should like, subscribe, hit that bell notification icon if you want to get notified of when these episodes drop, and they drop every Sunday. If you like James, check him out in the links below. He doesn't stream anymore, but he's a cool guy. Go check him out.
It's a slow comeback. It's a slow comeback.
3 months.
No. A month.
Let me know what you think about the boys finale in the comments. And I hope you had an awesome day. And if not, I hope it gets better. James, why don't you bring us out?
Excuse me, sir.